And good evening. Welcome out again here to St. Joseph Christian High School as we get set for another night of high school basketball for you here on Albany TV. Again, Jared Rolvis along with Mike Atkins tonight here for high school basketball coverage on Albany TV. It's a matchup in the GRC West tonight. It's a matchup between the Lady Warriors of Albany and the Lady Lions of St. Joe Christian. I'd like to thank our sponsors help you bring you today's broadcast. BTC Bank with locations in Albany, Beeman, Bethany, Boonville, Carrollton, Chillicothe, Gallatin, Maysville, Osborne, Pattonsburg, and Lamoni, Iowa. Petty Gen Auto Centers, the locations in Bethany and Albany, Papa's Family Restaurant in Albany, and the Albany Hy-Vee. Schultz of Albany and Dollars and Messner Auction Service, Northwest Cell, Raymond Smith Body Shop of Albany, Mosaic Medical Center, Albany. The Legacy at East Fork Lodge in Albany, Hogue Lumber Company of Albany, American Family Insurance Agent David Smith in Albany and Stanberry. Lone Star Investments LLC, Tanya McCampbell in Albany, Army National Guard recruiter, Sergeant First Class Clint Bain and Staff Sergeant Alan Schulte. The Albany School District, St. Joe Christian School District, Albany Booster Club, City of Albany, Printer Renew Shopper located in Albany, and Winter Circle Trophies and Awards North located in Albany. Coming into tonight's game, it's the number 2 seed in the GRC West versus the number 6 seed. As Albany sits at 4-1 in the GRC West, St. Joe Christian still looking for their first conference win of the season as they sit at 0-4. Albany 7-4 on the season. St. Joe Christian sits at 4-10. We'll welcome in our color commentator for the night, Mike Atkins. And Mike, it's a game Warriors hope to win and keep St. Joe Christian out of the win column on the conference side, but also that would sure up the number 2 seed for the Warriors in the conference as well with the victory tonight.
Well, they're going against a team that is still looking for their first conference win, and you may have mentioned that earlier. They're a team that have a couple of really good young players, and in talking to a gentleman here that have my spies out, he said they may not be playing tonight as well, and where they do have a pretty good scorer in Ella Bowman, a sophomore, 5'9" sophomore. He made the comment that without those 2 freshman guards, they just really sometimes have trouble getting her the ball. So this may be a case of Albany really needs to turn up their pressure defensively. For me, the biggest thing I think they need to do is they got to come out of this little funk they're in. They've lost a couple of tough games where they just don't score, and they had another one of those games Tuesday night against Worth County, which between turnovers and offensive inefficiency in terms of shot selection, they're lucky they came away with a 30-29 win in that game, and you could almost say their defense won it for them, but in actuality, Worth County, the Warriors kept turning it over late, and Worth County kept turning it right back over to them with traveling calls. And but it's like we made the comment at that time, when you're not playing well and all you really need, what you really want is a win no matter how you get it, and maybe sometimes that gets you back on track. And I think the Warriors are certainly hoping for that, especially on a Friday night. They got a game tomorrow afternoon. They come back and got to play Monday in the King City tournament, weather permitting.
Yes.
And I think this is a big game for them from the standpoint that will cement second place in the division for them, pushes them to 8-4, gives them a couple-game winning streak. They look for another win tomorrow afternoon, and they just need to get back on track. They're trying to do some new things offensively and different things offensively to try to get them out of the funk, and we'll see how that's developed with a couple of days of practice.
And we'll be back with more of your BTC Bank pregame when we come back in just a moment. BTC Bank, community-minded, just like you.
Show your school spirit with a BTC Bank School Mascot Debit Card. Choose the card that fits your favorite local school, and they'll donate $10 per card to that school. Available for new accounts or replacement cards for an existing account. Visit one of BTC Bank's 12 locations to get your school mascot debit card today, where they can instantly issue your new card. BTC Bank, community-minded, just like you. Member FDIC.
Community-minded, just like you. BTC Bank.
Have you looked at Pettyjohn Auto Center lately? We're a full-service Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Chevrolet, and GMC dealer. And we're located right here in Bethany and Albany. No matter what you need when it comes to your vehicle, we've got you covered. Factory certified technicians, OEM and aftermarket parts, and our state-of-the-art body shop, Pettyjohn Collision Center. Plus, vehicle financing options for every budget. So the next time you need anything related to your car, truck, SUV, or van, we're here to help. To schedule service or shop our entire new and used inventory online, visit pettyjohnauto.com. That's pettyjohnauto.com.
Whether you are hungry for a burger, steak, fish, Mexican, or fresh salad bar, Papa's Family Restaurant in Albany has it all. Papa's is family friendly with a playroom for the kids so the grown-ups can enjoy their meal. Make sure you leave room for dessert because you shouldn't leave without trying some of Christie's homemade pies, cookies, or other goodies. For a delicious meal at a great price and an even better atmosphere, you have to head to Papa's Family Restaurant on 136 in Albany.
Schultz Convenience Store on 136 in Albany has everything you need to keep you running. Schultz has coffee and gas to get you moving in the morning. Fountain Pop, sandwiches, and Champ's Chicken to fuel your lunchtime hunger. They also carry candy and ice cream to keep you awake during the afternoon. At night, Schultz adult beverages and scratchers to help you unwind. That's Schultz Convenience Store in Albany, where they can fuel you up in more ways than one.
Looking to sell some of your things? Give Rod Dollars, Leo Madison, or Leon Messner a call at Dollars and Messner Auction Service to set up an auction today. Call Rod at 660-254-2548 or 660-783-2548. Give Leon a call at 660-582-0258 or 660-726-3252 or give Leo a call at 660-868-0113. Check out their current auctions at showmemoreauctions.com.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business, and that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you've worked hard for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today.
For details, stop by and talk to Agent David Smith at 116 South Smith Street in Albany or at 303 North Park Street in Stanberry, or call 660-726-3536 today.
And welcome back out again here to St. Joe Christian High School as we get set here for high school basketball action again here tonight. And again, we play in the GRC West tonight. Again, Albany looks to stay on their little winning streak that they had going with the win on Tuesday night. See if they can continue with a win tonight, then have another game tomorrow at home taking on West Nottoway. So again, as we get set here to bring you tonight's game, remember that tonight's starting lineups are going to be brought to you by Dollars and Messner Auction Service. Make sure that you contact the winning team of Dollars and Messner Auction Service for all of your auction needs. Coming into tonight's game, they did play some JV tonight here at St. Joe Christian. The Albany girls JV did lose to the St. Joe Christian girls JV, but we did see a good showing from the Albany JV boys tonight.
Yeah, they won. I think they won 24-4, 22-4.
Yes, I believe so.
And had a couple of big baskets by Cade Newman, a couple of steals and baskets by Cole Emerson, Tim Papa as well, and good showing. I think you've got. They mentioned that they're kind of like our JV boys. Had a couple of boys that hadn't played yet this year, or played very much. And I think we got the national anthem coming.
So now we'll let you listen in here to the Dollars and Messner Auction Service starting lineups.
Number 2, Casey Mesner. Number 4, Delaney Shields. Number 11, Michaela Martin. Number 13, Sierra Anthony. And number 20, Gary Newman. Warriors are coached by Kirk.
So again, those are your Dollars and Messner Auction Service starting lineups here for tonight. It will be Jocelyn Bennett, Gracie Walker, Ella Bowman, Maya Frudenthal, and Hayden Gardner that will start tonight for St. Joseph Christian. For Albany, it will be the original starters that they've thrown out all season: Casey Messner, Delaney Shields, Michaela Martin, Sierra Anthony, and Gabby Newman. Remember, as we prepare to tip off tonight's contest, don't forget to start your morning or trip with a stop at Schoat's in Albany. And today is a Friday, which means it's Fish Fridays all the way until April the 2nd. Get yourself 6 pieces of fish, large macaroni and cheese, and some hush puppies for $15.99 over at Schoat's, as St. Joseph Christian will get the opening tip-off.
And right away, you see the leading scorer for the Lions is Wattenberger, a freshman, and she is
not out on the court.
Well,
yes,
she's on the bench, but I think has missed some games due to injury. I think she's had an ankle injury she's dealing with. Got one ankle pretty heavily wrapped, so if she's on the bench in uniform, I would assume she's available for action somewhere along the way.
Michaela Martin with it here on the left wing. Sends it up now for Newman, as St. Joe Christian will start out in a man-to-man defense. Anthony out to Newman from 3. Bounces out. Rebound is going to be made here by St. Joe Christian.
Christian started out in a switching man-to-man defense, and see how the Warriors react to that.
Shot that time from Gardner, no good, and Anthony trying to find it away, and a foul will be called here against Christian. And it will go against Hayden Gardner. So just a minute here into the ball game, still scoreless here in this first quarter. Newman will bring it across. She'll send it over to left wing here for Shields. Up to Anthony, now back over to Newman. Tries to feed it back into Anthony, goes up, has it rejected away off the hands of Ella Bowman.
Good block by Bowman. Warriors having trouble getting back, but they don't see Bowman open for a fast break layup.
Bennett will have it up top here for Christian as she tries to set things up. Gets a back door here for Frudenthal. She'll bring it into the corner. Back up top again here for Bennett.
Warriors not really challenging passes here early.
And that's kind of what we've come to expect here over the past couple weeks here from this Albany Lady Warriors team, as Ella Bowman goes up off the glass for 2.
Yeah, get a lot of that baseline screen, a little bit of flex action, maybe without the down screen. If you're a University of Iowa fan, they ran some of that.
Messner will send it back up here for Martin. Over to Newman, right wing, deep from 3. Off the front iron, and it's going to be picked up here by Anthony.
Warriors look to reset.
The Shields on the block, goes up and will be fouled here with 5:33 left to play in the first. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Well, the one thing I'd tell Delaney, because it happened right in front of us, she went up for that shot and had no idea where the basket was or where she was. And So many times in low, you shoot the ball with your eyes as much as anything else. You got to find the basket.
Frudenthal there was called for her first personal, team second. Shields sinks the first one and is able to sink the second as well.
And that's a good sign for her. Maybe she'll get off and going a little bit. Warriors are going to come out with a little more pressure.
Bowman will bring it across as she's guarded by Messner. Shot no good from the baseline from Gardner. Newman again brings it across, trying to set up the offense. Tips it to Martin.
Got to make a play. You got to go.
Anthony will now drive to the block, and then this time will be fouled.
Who did they get?
I think they're going to get Frudenthal. They are going to get Bowman, which I think it should have been the other way around.
May have been some body contact.
Because we probably had the best advantage for that block shot, and it looked at all ball from here. As Anthony misses off to the right. Anthony's been having some struggles here offensively here the past couple games. Checking in.
Wattenberger will check in here for the first time.
Wattenberger and Lily Walker. I take that back. It's Pena that checks in, and she comes away with the rebound. Pena gets it to Wattenberger as now Walker loses it, and it's going to be out of bounds here off of Albany. 4:45 left to play here in the first quarter, still tied 2-2.
According to a Lions supporter that we visited with earlier, who was a very good coach in his own right, said that the Lions have really struggled off and on this year with pressure.
As Frudenthal misses the baseline shot, gets it down to Messner on the baseline, then missed opportunity there as their defender kind of got away a little bit, had a quick momentary shot at the basket, but did not take it. Martin gets it again to Messner. Back out. Newman from three. This time drains it.
Good execution out of their little continuity. I think they call it Tennessee. Casey Messner made a nice move, drew some help, freed up Gabby Newman wide open for a three, and there's that pressure defense.
Yep.
Leak just got in the passing lane a little bit.
The pass there from Pena off the mark. I believe trying to send it inside that time to Ella Bowman.
Did have a good showing from, I thought, the St. Joe Christian Lady Lions JVs.
Yes.
I thought they played really well and looked pretty good doing it.
Mm-hmm. Newman with it, left wing. Up top for Shields, now for Messner. Martin back again to Shields. Newman from three. Banks it in.
Yeah, whenever you get the bank threes, you know how I feel about those. That's usually a pretty good indicator. Look for a change in defense coming out from St. Joe Christian's timeout.
We're back after this Petty John Center timeout here on Albany TV.
As Mosaic continues to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic, they are committed to staying connected. Whether you need a routine checkup or to be seen for an illness, Mosaic has virtual options available. The highly trained nurses are also ready to help you when you need them via the 24/7 community nurse line. Plus, the My Mosaic Portal website and app are available for messaging your care team and accessing health information. Please visit mymlc.com/stay connected to learn more. Now more than ever, Mosaic is here with you and here for you.
3:27 left to play here in the first quarter following the Petty John Auto Center timeout. Remember to check out Petty John Auto Center on Facebook or online at pettyjohnauto.com. It's an 8-2 Albany lead. Again, Albany will start out with that full court pressure.
Kind of right now, just really kind of a token pressure.
I'll bring it up top here for Wattenberger. Pena trying to send it inside to Bowman, tipped off the hands that time of Messner.
I know Coach Crawford was not real happy, even though they only gave up 29 points to Worth County, was not real happy with the defense. And there's an example right there. The Warriors just kind of fell asleep.
Yep.
Weren't ready for the inbounds and just threw it right over Messner's head to Ella Bowman for that's as easy as it's going to get.
An easy 6-footer from perfectly lined up in the paint. Quick pass down to Martin to the block. She'll leave it off for Newman. Baseline shot. Off the iron, no good. Rebound made by Anthony. Sends it back out to Newman, this time from 3. This time will drain it.
So 3 threes in the early going for Gabby Newman. And all pretty good looks.
As it's now an 11-4 lead, 2.5 left to play here in this first quarter. Bowman has it across midcourt, trying to send it over to Frudenthal, and it'll be behind her, out of bounds. Checking back in will be Gardner, as well as checking in will be Charlie Stanley.
Well, the Lady Lions have good things coming. They said they've lost one junior high game in the last 2 years. We saw some pretty good freshmen in that JV team that we just watched.
Newman with a deep 3 that time off front iron, no good. And again, Delaney Shields, who's had some trouble here the past couple of games as she hits the floor hard on the back of her head. She's been down on the floor quite a bit the past couple of games. Seems to be okay, though.
Well, she's got that bun.
She's got that bun, and Messner's kind of played with it, said, hey, without that, you might be really hurt here tonight.
I think she may have rolled her ankle a little bit. They're just going to, I have no doubt that she's going to be back, so that's not a.
Yeah. So checking in for her is going to be Corey Worrell, as Shields will check out. But
now I'm not going to question anything, but how did the Warriors end up with that ball? Because I thought that loose ball got tipped in.
Well, it got tipped in. Newman had it up at the top of the key.
I see.
Anthony with it here at the free throw line. Sends it back up here for Worrell. Gets it now for Newman. Over to Martin, right wing.
Yeah, you would just really like to see the Warriors come out and look to shoot the ball here. Some of them, when they catch it, they've got looks. They're just not ready to pull the trigger.
1:38 left to play here in the first quarter. 11-4, trying to get it to Newman on the block. Keeps it in play. Picked up here by Gardner. As Newman hits the wall here hard on the near sideline. She'll limp back in here.
Let's go ahead and push if you're the Warriors.
Martin will send it over now for Worrell. Newman in the corner, drives. And drives right into 3 Christian defenders, but comes away with the basketball. Trying to go again, leaves it off for Anthony at the free throw line. And that time block, gets it again. Sends it up, and Messner can't get it to fall.
Well, the Lions doing a good job of challenging the Warriors in around the basket.
Underneath a minute left, 11-4. Albany leads here in this first quarter of play. Gardner with it up at the top of the key. Sends a right wing for Stanley. Brings it down inside to Wattenbarger and can't get it to go.
And now do the Warriors go for one here? Do they?
30 seconds left here, and that's what it looks like they're going to do as they pull up here.
Barring a jump, their ball coming out to start second quarter. If anything, you'd like to see Gabby maybe go a little bit earlier.
Maybe about 15 seconds or so.
Yeah,
usually tries this, and she starts here with about 16, 15 seconds, but now pulls it back again.
I was thinking 10.
That's about the time she goes. Dribbles it in, has it blocked as we picked up here by Wattenbarger. And a foul here against Albany with 3.5 left here in the first quarter, and the foul will go against Gabby Newman.
And their out-of-bounds play, I think, has given them a couple of, if not 2 baskets, it's given them 2 good looks. At least 1 basket has come out of this.
Gardner will inbounds. And gets it here for Frudenthal. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound made by Martin. It's an 11-4 lead after 1 quarter of play. We're back with the start of the second quarter when we come back in just a moment here on Albany TV.
Northwest Cell, your local cell phone provider, is a proud supporter of all local schools. Northwest Cell has authorized agents located in Albany, Grant City, Maryville, Mound City, Oregon, Rockport, Stanberry, and Tarkio. Stop in at any of Northwest Cell's authorized agents or visit nwmcell.com to learn about their FlexPay unlimited data plans or any of this month's hot deals.
No job is too big or too small for the professionals at Raymond Smith Body Shop in Albany. With over 100 years of combined experience with auto body, they offer the reliability and prompt service by using the latest in technology to get your vehicle back on the road. Raymond Smith Body Shop is also a complete wrecker service as well as glass repair and body work. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. They are prepared to get you in and out and back on the road. See them today on Highway 136 East in Albany. Raymond Smith Body Shop. They're there to serve you.
Welcome back out here to St. Joe Christian as we get ready to start the second quarter of action. It's an 11-4 Albany lead. Albany will have the basketball to start.
Look for the Warriors to run a set coming out. Lady Lions have been man-to-man the whole game thus far.
Brooklyn Wink checks in here for the Lady Warriors here to start the second quarter.
Good curl cut. Didn't really get it where she could do anything with it.
Messner now for Anthony, top of the key. Now gets it for Messner. Newman dribbles in off the mark to the right. Rebound made by Frudenthal.
Sometimes you'd almost like to see her stop and shoot it instead of shooting that little floater.
At the shot that time rolls out for Gracie Walker.
Warriors kind of getting beat down the court a little bit. So far, the Lions haven't been able to take advantage.
Anthony left wing here for Messner. Trying to send it up over the top. That time for Wink, and keeping it in play is Martin, but picked off here by Christian. Frudenthal quickly brings it across over to left wing. Shot off the back iron that time from Wattenbarger. Quickly up the floor this time to Messner. She will be fouled. Will go to line to shoot two. Foul will go against Gardner.
And good look down the floor if you're having trouble getting anything going. Maybe look to get an easy one off the break.
So Messner will shoot her first free throws here. First one off the back iron. Again, it's an 11-4 Albany lead as we're just about a minute 10 here into the second quarter of play. And Messner's second free throw off the mark to the right, but out of bounds here off of St. Joe Christian.
Well, and two Lions go after the ball and knock it out of bounds. You'd rather see that than nobody go after it at all.
And on the season here, the Warriors from the free throw line shooting 55.8. They're 82 for 147. And again, those stats and all the stats that we'll give you tonight come courtesy of our friend Jeremy Benson at GrandRiverConference.com, as first first shot misses there from Anthony. Second shot rolls out as well.
Well, we've talked about this all year. Point blank bunnies, they got to convert.
Albany only averaging about 10 two-point conversions each ball game so far this season, as they try to bring it in that time to Isabella Pena, blocked that time by Anthony. As Newman's shot from three, no good. Rebound made by Anthony. Sending it back out to Newman. As she'll have to chase it down at midcourt, and she's going to be called for the over and back. 2 minutes here into the second quarter of play, an 11-4 lead. Delaney Shields will check back in, and she'll check in for Martin. Jocelyn Bennett will check back in here for Hayden Gardner. Over to left wing with it here for Walker. Sends it for Pena. And to the corner now for Frudenthal. Pena shot off the front iron. Rebound made by Newman. Leaves it in for Shields, and it's blocked away by Bowman.
That's about 4 blocks for Bowman in the early going.
Yes.
I mean, she's a tall girl, but she's a 5'9". That's not overwhelmingly good size. Good timing, though.
Shields tries to inbound it into the backcourt for Newman. Stolen away here by Bennett. Walker sends it out for Fruenthal with her foot on the line from the three-point line. No good. Rebound made by Newman. And a timeout is going to be called here by Albany. A Petty John Auto Center timeout. Back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Tanya McCampbell, Lone Star Investments, LLC in Albany, has been your hometown financial advisor since 2009. When you need help securing your future, give Tanya a call at 660-726-5119. Lone Star Investment securities are offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member of Finstra and SIPC. Advisory services are through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Lone Star Investments, LLC are not affiliated. Give Tanya a call, 660-726-5119 at Lone Star Investments to secure your future. Are you ready to get a head start on a successful future? Then call your local Army National Guard recruiter to gain job skills and leadership experience and get a head start in your civilian career. When you join the Army National Guard, you're joining a team with purpose and setting yourself up for success. Contact your local Army National Guard recruiter, Sergeant First Class Clint Bain in Gentry, DeKalb, Harrison, and Worth counties today. 660-868-0991. That's 660-868-0991.
Welcome back out again here to St. Joseph Christian after that Petty John Auto Center timeout taken by the Warriors. Remember to check out Petty John Auto Center on Facebook or online, pettyjohnauto.com. 5.5 left to play here in the first half. That's an 11-4 lead. Still looking for our first points here in the second quarter by either team. Messner brings it across, sends it left wing for Newman. Newman baseline, leaves it off for Anthony and will be fouled. Will go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul here is going to go against Jocelyn Bennett. That'll be her first.
You know, one of the cardinal rules, when somebody drives the baseline, you want to get somebody in that opposite corner because that's the easiest pass to make. And Warriors didn't do it that time, but there should be some people open. Gabby's going to draw a crowd when she drives.
Anthony's second free throw attempt, no good. As they both roll out on her. She's 0 for 4 from the free throw line so far here tonight.
And the Warriors 2 for 8
yes.
from the free throw line, which would account for some of their shooting woes.
Newman goes up and goes up strong off the glass and gets it to fall in, and a timeout going to be called here by St. Joseph Christian. 30-second Petty John Auto Center timeout. Back with more in a moment on Albany TV.
She got 11 of their 30.
Hogue Lumber Company in Albany is here to help you with all of your DIY projects. Whether you're doing a home remodel, some repair work, a painting job, or a plumbing job, Hogue Lumber Company's dedicated staff can help you get the materials that you need to do the job right. Hogue Lumber Company in Albany is your trusted hometown hardware store and lumber yard for more than 4 decades.
13-4. The Albany Lady Warriors lead here with 5 minutes left to play here in the first half.
Well, I mentioned to Jared at the break, as if you ever heard of a writer by the name of Jimmy Breslin, that wrote a book one time, The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight, and that's kind of what I feel like I'm looking at in this game early on. Both teams having trouble getting anything to fall from the field. In the Warriors' case, from the free throw line as well.
I said they were able to hit the first 2 from Delaney Shields as Isabel Pena goes off the glass and knocks in a bucket here for Christian.
Well, really good patience by the Lions, too,
yes.
to get that layup.
But, yeah, as I was saying, Delaney Shields hit the first 2 free throws of the night for the Warriors. After that, that's what got the scoring started. Since then, it's been 11 points for Gabby Newman. 9 of those points have come from behind the three-point arc. As Ella Bowman will pick up the foul. And that is going to be her second, team's 5th.
Bowman going for the quick steal there. Comes up. She's going to have 2. Be interesting to see what Coach Patrick does in this case. Do you sit him down with 2? Do you let him go ahead and play? And he's going to let her go, and I think that's a good move.
Anthony gets it up at the top of the key. Sends it now for Martin, right wing, as she's newly entered back in for Brooklyn Wink. And a 5-second call. You know, Mike, I have seen more 5-second calls this year than I have seen for about the past 3 or 4.
Yeah, and I like it. If you should be rewarded for good defense.
Yes.
And so far, two good young officials, Chad Glenn, Trey Oglesby, working with veteran Bob Austin. We've seen Chad a couple times, and really, I thought he has done an excellent job.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors getting picked off way too easily. There's another case, and Sierra's fortunate.
As Bowman that time hits it off the, Arpena hits that one off the bottom of the rim. 13-6 Warriors lead, 3.5 left to play here in the second quarter. And sends it out to Newman in the corner. And looks like she might have got hit in the eye there a little bit by Jocelyn Bennett.
Eye or the nose.
We've already saw that in the boys JV game where a boy got hit in the nose and they didn't have any players left on the bench, so Timothy Papa had to stand on the sideline while they played 4-on-4 there for a little bit. So Newman will check out. Checking back in will be Brooklyn Wink. 3:22 left to play here in the second quarter. 13-6 is the Albany lead. And now, where do the points come from here for the Warriors?
Well, it's going to be a nice test for them. I mean, somebody's got to step up and take charge of this game. You can't just play and hope that she comes back in. The Warriors just not working very hard to get open. They're really not getting open for shots. They're getting open just to run the offense.
Anthony shot from the baseline off the glass for 2.
And good leadership from Sierra Anthony. She's had her struggles here early, but that was a nice, strong take to the basket. 9-point lead comes back.
So Anthony is the second leading scorer here on this team, just underneath 10 points per game. As throwing it in is Gracie Walker, as she's able to get it to fall from the left elbow. Shields with it, right wing. Leaves it off now for Martin.
Ooh, I think the Warriors just got away with a double dribble.
Rolls around the floor, and it'll be a fight for it. And it'll be St. Joe Christian basketball following the jump ball.
Martin just gets too deep when she goes in the lane. You know, when you drive, you want to make people come to you, have an idea where you want to go with it. And it's like she goes in, gets caught. That time, she goes in, gets caught, and then doesn't know where to go with the ball. Warriors going to a 2-3 zone now.
Up top for Freudenthal, over to the right wing. Back up again for Freudenthal. Into the corner, Wattenberger from just in front of the three-point arc. No good. Rebound made by Anthony. Messner with it left wing. Shields with it now at the top of the key. Leaves it off for Brooklyn Wink. Up top to Anthony. Bringing it down inside to Martin now for Messner from 3. Back iron and out of bounds here off of Anthony.
Warriors only have one foul, but have not really exerted a lot of pressure, kind of playing a containment defense. Yeah, they're going to go to some zone. They've been stung on that back pick on the baseline several times. They've only given up a basket or 2 on it, but they've been lucky, I think.
Newman will check back in here. She'll check in here for Anthony as the shot that time bounces out here for Gracie Walker.
Good box out by Brooklyn Wink.
Freshman has come in and played some big minutes so far here for years this season.
Gabby's got a matchup I think she could exploit if she gets an open part of the floor. Warriors having trouble getting organized here offensively with what they want to get done.
Martin gets it to Shields. Now Messner on the block. Trying to get it to Wink. Goes up and
not a good decision. You
No.
didn't have a shot, got to get it back out of there.
On Parker baseline, sends it up for Frudenthal. Warriors playing a little bit of 2-3 zone here. Again, baseline shot bounces out for Walker.
And more last second shot time again for the Warriors, I believe.
Underneath 20 seconds here in the half. It's a 15-8 Albany lead. Newman will bring it across. She'll have it up at the top of the key. 10 seconds left.
Warriors going to go 1-4 low. She's going to draw a crowd when she goes.
Brings it to Messner. Has it tipped out of bounds off of Bowman with 1.3.
And Bowman, that's about 5 blocks for Bowman.
So Newman will inbounds. Gets it to Messner. Dribbles, puts up the shot. Gets it to fall at the buzzer. And it will count.
You see Coach Patrick about collapse. That's just no coach wants to see that basket at the buzzer to send you into the halftime with a little momentum.
So it's a 17-8 Albany lead here at the half. And we'll be back with your Albany Hy-Vee halftime and a special guest when we come back here as well when we come back in just a moment.
Your hometown Albany Hy-Vee is your sporting snack headquarters for all of your favorite sports. If you want to bring the smells of the games to your living room, your Albany Hy-Vee has you covered. So make a big play by getting all of your sports snack favorites before the next big play happens at your local Albany Hy-Vee.
Where there's a helpless smile in every eye. Shop Hy-Vee.
East Fork Lodge and Ranch in Albany specializes in hosting special events, whether large or small. The Legacy Event Center is the newest member of the East Fork family with 7,500 square feet of beautifully decorated event space, including a caterer's kitchen. The magnificent black and white staircase allows for the grandest of entrances, while the front veranda overlooking a small lake makes for a great place to relax and enjoy conversations with family and friends. The rustic elegance of the Legacy is the perfect backdrop to your special event. Email Jamie at eastforklodge.com for more information on the Legacy or East Fork Lodge.
And welcome back out again here to St. Joseph Christian. And halftime tonight here on Albany TV is brought to you by your Albany Hy-Vee. Remember, your halftime on Albany TV is brought to you by your Albany Hy-Vee. Find everything on your grocery list and a smile in the aisles at your Albany Hy-Vee. And we'd like to welcome in special guests here tonight. It's the, I guess it's the mastermind behind GrandRiverConference.com on Twitter, on Facebook, and also GrandRiverConference.com. All the stats that you could want in the Grand River Conference per season, history, you pretty much have it all, don't you, Jeremy?
Trying to. It's some of them are a little easier to get than others, but I've been working on getting as much stats as I can on GrandRiverConference.com. Short, it's not actually GRC.com, but I'd like to get that one, but somebody else owns that, so I have to go with GrandRiverConference.com. But yes, it's been something I've been working on for about 5 years and getting it to the point I'm at right now, but trying to get as much information out there as I can.
And you've just done a total redo of the entire web page. Tell us a little bit about what has been added to it for people that might not have been on there here the past, I guess it's been since the new year.
Yeah, so I did a couple of things on the reboot or redesign of it. One of the things that I always wanted to do was make it a little bit more interactive. And so what I did on the redesign was basically designed it so that there's standings pages, there's score pages, which I had on there before, but there wasn't really interactive. And so what I did is so that you could go to a page and, like, if you click on the scores, somebody's standings, it will take you to the score page. And then on the score page, it has all the other teams in the conference. If you click on theirs, it will take you to their score page. And then the other thing I built on it too was a page for every team.
Yes.
And so that's a new feature I have on there. So every team has their own page, and it has all the schedules and scores for all of for the 5 what I call. I hate to say main sports because I don't want to say golf and wrestling and track and field are not main sports, but the 5 main sports that I've had on the website are baseball, softball, basketball, football. I guess boys and girls basketball I counted as 2. But I built a page for those, and so I have information about all of the schools, about the coaches, the schedules, and then other information like the live stream links. I added those to the site. and saw that information. But one of the things, I did get feedback from people saying, well, why don't you have wrestling? Why don't you have golf? Why don't you have track and field? And so I've tried to add some information. I recently have been doing research on the conference champions history, and so I've added some information. I still have some holes to fill in there for those sports. And I'm working on adding other information for wrestling and golf and track and field as I have time. Yes.
For people that don't understand how much time you put into this.
Yes.
Those are a lot harder because they are not a team sport. That is all individuals, and not every team in the conference has those sports, which makes it a lot harder as well.
Right. So there probably won't be as much information for those. What I'll definitely have is any of the conference events on there, and any state champions that have there. So those are the things I'll have on there for that. So those are the main things I'll concentrate for those. But one thing I try to do on Twitter and Facebook is anytime I see any results for any sport, whether it's wrestling, golf, track and field, or even some of the ones that the conference doesn't sponsor, like volleyball, cross country, and tennis too. If I see anything that is for any conference school, I will share it on there. And also on Facebook, one of the things I've been doing too is I've asked people to send pictures of that highlight the athletes in the conference. And so I'll be sharing any information. So I try to share pictures. I will say that, Albany and St. George Christian are playing this game. I probably shared more pictures of Albany and St. George Christian lately. It's because more people have been posting those two schools of Albany and St. George Christian. I just encourage others to post that, although you probably have more Albany and St. George Christian listening to this game. But I tend to post more, and it's not just not that I favor them to. It's just more people are posting pictures of those two on the internet that I see.
Well, and as you kind of mentioned, out of the teams in the conference that have the streaming ability this year, there are only 3 that actually do the live streaming with audio and
stuff.
Actually,
there's 4.
Oh, there's 4 now. Okay.
Milan is also
Milan,
doing it.
that's right. Yes, I forgot.
Princeton and Milan are the other 2 in addition to Albany and St. George Christian. Yes. So there's actually 4 doing the live play.
And I'm sure that probably – because I know I'm not as good at putting the stats on after the games as I should be for the scores, but you just go on and you find the scores at the end of the game anyways, usually.
Yeah, so I find the scores. It's been a lot easier this year because there are live streams for pretty much every game, so a lot easier. But one of the things I did add this year was the stats for basketball. And so the first thing I did is I went to every AD and I said, would you be willing to send me the stats? And a lot of them went to their coaches because it's the coaches who would be sending me the stats. And everybody signed up, said, yes, I'd love to do that. So that was one of the things that has been a little bit of a challenge. There's still a few that I have to ask a little bit more often, but I've been able to get most of the scores. There's still a few that I have missing, but I've been pretty successful at getting all of the scores for every game and the stats for every game. And so it's when there's tournament weeks, it's a busy night every night trying to get them in. Or when there's nights like tonight where you have a full schedule. Tonight's not as much, but like Tuesday night, every team plays.
Yes, all 15. Yeah.
And so it was a full night trying to get all the stats in after the game.
Well, and again, from the broadcasters that do handle the GRC, we thank you immensely because you really make our jobs a lot easier and make us sound a heck of a lot smarter than we are. But also, if people want to follow you on Facebook and Twitter, what are the handles there?
So Facebook, it's Grand River Conference. You search that. For Twitter, it's Grand River CONF. So conference is shortened as conf, so it's Grand River Conf on that. And then, of course, on the website, it's grandriverconference.com.
Yes. And again, thank you, Jeremy, for everything you do for the conference. And again, thank you for everything you do for Albany TV. I know you watch quite a bit because I occasionally will start talking about something. All of a sudden, you'll pop up, and that's always great to have. So thank you again.
You're
and hopefully we have a good rest of the year for the Grand River Conference.
Yep. Sounds good.
We'll be back with more Albany Hy-Vee halftime when we come back in a moment.
In our friendly small town of Albany, Missouri, we have community-minded businesses, great places to eat and shop, a historic Carnegie Public Library, community center, pool, 9-hole golf course, multiple places to worship, and a strong school system. Albany is the seat of Gentry County, located off Highway 136 in the heart of northwest Missouri. Albany is a fun place to visit, but an even better place to live, where we have small-town roots with a big-town feel. The Albany Booster Club is a group of supporters who come together to make a better experience for the students. They try to help the students in any way possible, whether it be on the court, on the mat, on the field, on the track, on the stage, or in the classroom. The Albany Booster Club, longtime supporters of the Albany R3 School District. joining together for the better of the Albany students.
Hello, I'm Dustin Freeman, Superintendent of the Albany R3 School District. At Albany, our staff is focused on helping students excel in academics, athletics, music, business, technology, art, and agriculture. We strive to help young minds prepare for life and become successful in whatever endeavor they choose. The Albany R3 School District is a tribe of parents, teachers, students, and community members working together so students don't just chase their dreams, but live them.
Have you looked at Petty John Auto Center lately? We're a full-service Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Chevrolet, and GMC dealer. And we're located right here in Bethany and Albany. No matter what you need when it comes to your vehicle, we've got you covered. Factory-certified technicians, OEM and aftermarket parts, and our state-of-the-art body shop, Petty John Collision Center. Plus, vehicle financing options for every budget. So the next time you need anything related to your car, truck, SUV, or van, we're here to help. To schedule service or shop our entire new and used inventory online, visit pettyjohnauto.com. That's pettyjohnauto.com.
Schultz Convenience Store on 136 in Albany has everything you need to keep you running. Schultz has coffee and gas to get you moving in the morning. Fountain Pop, sandwiches, and Champ's Chicken to fuel your lunchtime hunger. They also carry candy and ice cream to keep you awake during the afternoon. At night, Schultz adult beverages and scratchers to help you unwind. That's Schultz Convenience Store in Albany, where they can fuel you up in more ways than one.
Your hometown Albany Hy-Vee is your sporting snack headquarters for all of your favorite sports. If you want to bring the smells of the games to your living room, your Albany Hy-Vee has you covered. So make a big play by getting all of your sports snack favorites before the next big play happens at your local Albany Hy-Vee.
Where there's a helpful smile in every eye. Shop Hy-Vee.
And welcome back out again here to St. Joseph Christian High School as we get set for second half action tonight here on Albany TV. Remember, your halftime tonight on Albany TV was brought to you by your Albany Hy-Vee. Find everything on your grocery list and a smile in the aisles at your Albany Hy-Vee. It's a 17-8 Albany lead as we get ready to start the second half action. Albany will start out with the basketball to start out this second half. And again, a big thank you to Jeremy Benson from GrandRiverConference.com coming up and telling a little bit about what is going on in the new redesign on GrandRiverConference.com. So,
well, I can tell you as Secretary-Treasurer of the conference, that's not my bailiwick in dealing with social media or anything technologically, but he sure does make my job a lot easier, and I think he brings a lot of attention to our conference and the players therein. So my thanks to him as well, and he's been a great addition.
Starting out this second half here for St. Joseph Christian will be Jocelyn Bennett, Gracie Walker, Ella Bowman, Maya Frudenthal, and Hayden Gardner. Same starters out for the Warriors will be Shields, Messner, Martin, Anthony, and Newman. Trying to bring it down to Anthony on the block. She'll keep it in play, but it's going to be picked up by Frudenthal. Bounce pass to Gardner, a nice little dish and a nice finish
pass
there by Gardner.
That's a great pass and good finish by Gardner because that's a tough catch in a lot of cases.
Shields sends it up over for Messner, right wing to Newman. Sidesteps the defender, goes up. Can't get it to fall. A little baby hook. Rebound made by Bowman.
The Warriors kind of getting beat down the floor a little bit.
Frudenthal will send it over. Now back up again to Frudenthal up at top of the key. Sends it left wing for Walker. Trying to send it inside for Bowman, knocked away. Martin's able to get to the floor and pick it up.
Great hustle by Martin. And the reason she got that instead of St. Joe Christian was she went on the floor to get it. In fact, I really thought she may have traveled because she got
I was
up,
thinking that too.
She got up off a knee, which ordinarily is a traveling.
Martin with it on the right wing. Sends it up now for Newman. Hit 3 3-pointers in the first half.
Got her in the post.
And that time, a little bit of miscommunication there between Messner and Shields. Tipped that time out away by Bowman, and now Newman will be tripped up. That time by Jocelyn Bennett.
It's just, right now, it's just like pulling teeth for the Warrior offense. It has been for the last several games, trying to do a couple of different things. They've got people open, just not making good entry passes. Passes are a little bit late. There's a bad pass, just trying to get it in bounds.
Freudenthal walks it across the logo. Sends it left wing, now back up again. Over to the right wing. Freudenthal drives in, steps back, puts up the three off front iron. And stolen away here by Martin. Martin goes over the right hand and will be fouled by Freudenthal. And now going to line 2 will be Martin. In that first half, the Warriors shot just 2 for 8 from the free throw line. They were 3 for 9 from behind the three-point arc, 6 for 24 from the field there in that first half as Martin hits the first.
Yeah, they've been pretty routinely under 30%, and just the fact that they win any game shooting like that is a minor miracle. But that was good to see. Michaela made a nice play, and good to see her take that finish, and she gets both free throws.
So it's a 19-10 Albany lead. 2 minutes gone here in this third quarter play. Freudenthal brings it across. She'll send it right wing for Gardner. Back up to Freudenthal. Back again to Gardner. Trying to switch sides that time. Freuenthal's pass knocked down. Goes up for the shot, though. Can't get it to fall. Rebound made here by the Warriors. Newman sends it to Shields, left wing. Up to Messner, now for Newman. Newman dribbles in and off the glass. Puts it in for 2.
Had a little more room that time on the drive. Kind of wiped out some of the help side defense. Warriors stayed in a 2-3 zone. Went to it late in the first half.
Into the corner for Walker. She'll get it for Freudenthal, for Gardner. Now to Bowman. Walker from the baseline. That time short. Newman brings it across the timeline. Sends it left wing for Shields. Now for Messner.
You see here in a minute that you could get the ball in the post if you wait just about another click, get a hard dribble to the baseline. I think you'll get whatever you want.
Shields gets it out to Martin. Baseline Newman, back to Martin, right elbow, sidesteps the defender, gets it now for Anthony on the block, goes up too hard.
Just too hurried. But that was great ball movement.
Yes.
They got a great shot, just missed the layup.
Freudenthal with it up at the top of the key. Bounces it over for Walker.
And you do see some glimmers from time to time.
As the shot that time from Gardner well short.
You see some glimmers out of the Warrior offense of some really good things, but they haven't done it enough to sustain some of the things they've done well.
Little over halfway through the third quarter of play. 21-10 is the lead. Shot from Messner off the mark to the right. Now driving in, Bennett from just in front of the free throw line off back iron. Newman gets it now for Shields, left wing.
Now, and the Warriors always work back out toward midcourt, and that's going to be hard for them to get anything down into the low block. They just don't have a good angle to feed the post.
And you've mentioned it a little bit last week at the Stanbury tournament. Maybe start just that offense a little bit further in on the wing. Don't start so high up. Get maybe about even with the free throw line as Walker puts up the shot, can't get it to fall. Gardner with the rebound, and her shot going to be blocked here by Messner.
Well, I think the Lions may have gotten a break because Bowman just kind of set up shop in the middle of the lane and never did get out.
Shields checks out, Wink checks in. And Pena and Wittenbarger will check in as Wittenbarger puts up the shot, can't get it to fall. Pena trying to keep it in play. off the foot of, or off the knee there of Bowman. Wattenbarger has not played since the third game of the season, as we found out from Jeremy Benson a little bit earlier, as this is her first game back and just not quite yet into that game shape and not quite ready to take those game-type shots yet, it seems like.
She's going to be in and out of the lineup probably a lot, trying to work her way back into it.
Brooklyn Wink sends it over to left wing for Newman. Apparently tonight also the first night St. Joe Christian has had all 11 of their players this season. And it'll be a jump ball that'll go here to St. Joseph Christian as Bowman and Anthony get tied up with it.
Just forced, and there's that baseline drive with nobody in the corner to take some pressure off of Newman. I was going to say, I thought the Warriors had it to start.
The Warriors had it to
half.
start, so it should have been St. Joe Christian ball, and it is. Bringing it across will be Frudenthal. Sends it left wing for Walker. Has it tipped there by Martin and picked up in the backcourt by Frudenthal. Frudenthal dribbles in, puts up the shot, and banks it in. 21-12, Albany leads. 2 minutes left to play here in this third quarter.
Well, and with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, the Warriors have scored 4 points.
And so has St. Joe Christian here in this third. Wink sends it over to left wing now for Newman. Gets it for Martin.
Just really struggling here to get anything. Just need to get some movement of some time. There's a good backdoor cut.
And Martin will be fouled as she can't get the bucket to fall off the back iron.
Good backdoor cut by Casey to get in the middle of the lane.
Foul there goes against Frudenthal. That'll be her third. Also the team's third as well.
Off the side of her hand. 4 for 11 for the Warriors from the free throw line.
The Warriors come in shooting just a little over 50% from the free throw line on the season as Messner hits the second. The 10-point lead here for the Lady Warriors. Ball tipped to Walker, now up to Frudenthal. Trying to send it to Bowman, tipped away by Martin. She'll come away with a steal. Waits for the defender to go by, goes up and knocks it off the glass.
Nice play by Michaela Martin. Felt the defender. Sometimes you just feel it more than you see them. Good steal. She earned every bit of those 2 points.
And the shot from Walker with her foot on the line, good for 2. Walker's got 4 here for St. Joe Christian. Martin left wing. Up top for Wink. Steps in, puts up the shot. Just off the mark to the right. Rebound made by Anthony, gets it to Newman left wing. 40 seconds left to play here in the third. It's a 10-point Albany lead, 24-14. Newman from 3, back iron, no good. Rebound is going to be made here by Gracie Walker.
Had a pretty good look at a 3.
Walker right wing up for Frudenthal, over to left wing for Wittenbarger. Again, just in front of the three-point arc, no good.
And going to be one shot time here for the Warriors.
Newman will walk it across with 10 seconds left here in the third quarter.
We would just go right now.
Leaves it off for Anthony. Off the glass for 2.
And that's what we've been waiting to see out of that 1-4 low for a long time. Good execution by the Warriors.
26-14, Albany has a lead as we go to the fourth quarter. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Schultz Convenience Store on 136 in Albany has everything you need to keep you running. Schultz has coffee and gas to get you moving in the morning. Fountain Pop, sandwiches, and Champ's Chicken to fuel your lunchtime hunger. They also carry candy and ice cream to keep you awake during the afternoon. At night, Schultz adult beverages and scratchers to help you unwind. That's Schultz Convenience Store in Albany, where they can fuel you up in more ways than one.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you've worked hard for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today.
For details, stop by and talk to Agent David Smith at 116 South Smith Street in Albany, or at 303 North Park Street in Stanberry, or call 660-726-3536 today.
As we get ready to start the final quarter of play here, it will be Albany girls basketball.
See, maybe if St. Joe Christian doesn't go with some full court pressure, maybe. Warriors struggled a little bit with it against Worth County.
It's a 26-14 Albany lead. Newman with it right wing. Leaves it off for Anthony on the block and gets it to roll in.
And a couple of nice assists from Newman to Sierra Anthony. Good to see her get those down. She's missed a couple of point-blank shots here early on. Warriors doing a pretty good job of trying to keep it on one side of the floor. Tip by Martin almost resulted in a steal.
Bennett gets it for Walker, up now for Frudenthal. Walker brings it inside for Pena and got a little too far underneath the basket.
You know, trying to do the right thing, though.
Yes.
Got it in deep, and just like Delaney Shields earlier, just kind of didn't have her eyes up to find the basket. You got the post if you want her.
Gets it to Anthony, a little too hard. It goes over the basket, and now a jump ball will be called. That will go here to Christian.
How many times have we seen that tonight? Get open, and not just by Sierra, although she's had a couple or three of them. But trying to go so quick. I know the cavalry's coming to get around to get you surrounded, but
up top for Frudenthal. Bennett leaves it off for Walker. Bennett gets triple teamed, trying to throw it back out, and it's going to go out of bounds here off of Christian. It'll be Albany girls basketball. And Mike, you know, we've talked quite a bit about the officials over the season. I'm going to congratulate them that time. Not a quick whistle on the jump ball like we've seen occasionally.
They do a good job, and not very many fouls called, but it hasn't been a real physical game in that standpoint. I want to say something about Frudenthal. I'm really impressed with her. Freshman, she's done a great job of handling the basketball. Going to be a really good player for the Lions in the next few years.
Newman hits the tray from behind the arc, makes it now 31-14 Albany with 6:06 left to play here in the ball game, as the shot that time from Frudenthal a little long.
Going to be tough right now. You've gone through over three quarters, scored 14 points, and now you find yourself down 17. And we've seen that from Delaney a bunch. She's got to be a little more aggressive going after those balls that have been contested. Unless she thought it was tip. You know, that's a possibility. But still like to see her be more aggressive in going after the ball before it goes out of bounds.
Frudenthal about loses it on the sideline, sends it back up to the top of the key here for Gardner. Has it stolen away here by Newman.
And you kind of get an idea of what Christian talked about earlier when they've had trouble handling some pressure. Warriors have kind of turned it up a little bit in this zone defense.
Newman drives baseline and off the market. Shot no good.
And I'm going to guess she thought she was fouled, but that's a good no. You know, coaches don't like to see players bailed out when they take a somewhat of a forced shot.
That's exactly what I was just getting ready to say. That one there was forced, and it looked like it. 5:05 left to play here in the fourth quarter, 31-14. Gardner on the baseline, sends it inside. Now back out and blocked here by Newman, out of bounds. Inbouncing will be Bennett. Wattenbarger gets it now here for Gardner with her foot on the line, no good. Wattenbarger with the rebound, can't get it to go. And now Christian will come away with this second rebound. And now the Warriors will come away with it as Newman will try and walk it up the court. 4.5 left to play here in the ball game. 31-14. Albany leads here over St. Joseph Christian. Messner
You can dribble the ball.
gets it now over to left wing here for Martin. Up top again for Messner. And a timeout will be called here by Albany. We're back after this Petty John Auto Center timeout when we come back in just a moment here on Albany TV.
Looking to sell some of your things? Give Rod Dollars, Leo Madison, or Leon Messner a call at Dollars and Messner Auction Service to set up an auction today. Call Rod at 660-254-2548 or 660-783-2548. Give Leon a call at 660-582-0258 or 660-726-3252 or give Leo a call at 660-868-0113. Check out their current auctions at showmemoreauctions.com. As Mosaic continues to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic, they are committed to staying connected. Whether you need a routine checkup or to be seen for an illness, Mosaic has virtual options available. The highly trained nurses are also ready to help you when you need them via the 24/7 community nurse line. Plus, the My Mosaic portal website and app are available for messaging your care team and accessing health information. Please visit mymlc.com/stayconnected to learn more. Now more than ever, Mosaic is here with you and here for you.
Welcome back out again here to St. Joseph Christian High School. It's a 31-14 lead here in favor of the Lady Warriors. And the Lady Warriors will have the basketball following the Petty John Auto Center timeout. Check out Petty John Auto Center on Facebook or online at pettyjohnauto.com.
Warriors got a little discombobulated. Good call, good timeout call by Coach Crawford. See what we got set up here. But if the Warriors or if the Lions can score, they about have to go to some. They're about to the point where they have to go to some.
As Anthony has the ball tipped away out of bounds.
I got to watch and see what Sierra was going to do. They about got to go to some pressure defense here if they're trying to win this game. Down 17.
Martin with it, left wing into the corner now for Newman. Gets it down for Messner baseline. Good. And she sinks it.
Good job by Casey to free herself up, step back out, and Newman did a nice job of finding her there.
So with about 3.5 left, 33-14, you talked about the pressure that they should be running if they want to try and win it. With this, their first real game that they've had all 11 players, at what point do we see if they just try and run what they normally run just to see if they can get it done?
Well, maybe. I just think you still got to give your kids a chance to take a shot at a win here.
As the shot that time, no good. There from Jackie Jorgensen as she gets her first action tonight.
But you may be right. I mean, if it's not something you do.
I mean, halfway through the fourth quarter, they still haven't scored a point yet here in the quarter, and they scored 14 throughout the first three. I just wasn't certain at what point they might try just say, hey, this is what we're going to be running this year. Let's see how well we can do it now that we have all 11. As Anthony has a nice pivot moving off the glass.
Well, Bowman's gotten her shot. She's probably got 5 to 6 blocks in this game and went again, and Sierra made her pay with a nice up and under move. May have gotten her in double figures.
Just shy with 8. Wattenbarger's first shot and second shot, both off the side of the iron. And again, Newman will walk it across. 2:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter. 35-14. It's a 21-point Albany lead.
And the Warriors have looked better here in the fourth quarter.
Yes, they have.
Offensively and gotten some better looks at some things.
Newman left wing gets it into Anthony on the block. Goes up, can't get it to fall. Messner with the rebound gets the putback and the foul.
And I'm not sure Sierra didn't travel right there, but they're standing there right there looking at it.
Foul that time goes against Gardner. That's her third. Shields will check out. Worrell will check in with 1:55 left to play in the fourth. Messner's and one opportunity on front iron. And it'll go out of bounds here off the Warriors. And now Messner will check out as Brooklyn Wink will check in. 1:50 left to play here in the ball game. 37-14, Albany with the lead. Remember, Albany boys game will be coming up for you next here on Albany TV. Jorgensen sends it up top, looking to get it to Frudenthal. It's stolen away by Newman with her left hand. Knocks it in. She's got 18 now here in the ball game.
I think we're going to clear the benches here a little bit. Question is, can you get the clock stopped? You might just call a timeout just to make the subs. And you're going to have a turnover.
And checking in for Albany, you'll have Jenna Smith, Addison Crawford, Tatum Peterson, and Jasmine Valderrama. As Isabel Pena will check in along with Charlie Stanley. And also checking in is Tori Klein. They'll stay out there with Ottenberger and Lily Walker. So again, the JV girls of St. Joe Christian kind of worked over the Albany JV girls a little bit there before this game. We'll see how they do here in the varsity part of the game. In the final minutes here of the fourth quarter. War with it up at the right elbow. Gets it over now to left wing here for Jenna Smith. Has it tipped away. And it's going to be picked up here by Walker. She'll get it up now for Pena. And Wattenbarger can't get it to fall. And a foul will be called here. Going to the line to shoot two will be Lily Walker. Foul here, going to go against Corey Worrell. That's her first. Walker sinks the first free throw. Second off the front iron. Peterson brings it across. 40 seconds left to play. 39-15, Albany with the lead. Peterson falls away, and pass could be stolen away here by Isabel Pena. Walker's shot. Back iron, no good.
Well, and the JV girls, a lot like the varsity, need to deliver the ball when somebody comes open. They just get theirs. That's a little better.
Valderrama drives in, trying to leave it off there for Jenna Smith, but it's going to be tipped out of bounds with 17.2. Ooh, and they're going to call that one out of bounds off of Albany.
I thought she just lost it, but I didn't see it. Maybe you had a better angle to see it than I did.
As that one will sail out of bounds with 8.1.
And I'm going to guess, unless somebody throws in a miracle here, we're going to have a 24-point win for the Warriors. Well played in the fourth quarter, I thought. Struggled a little bit offensively again, but showed glimmers.
Peterson's shot no good. Rebound made here by St. Joseph Christian. And Wattenbarger can't get the shot to fall. The buzzer would have precluded that anyway. So it's a 39-14 or 39-15 Albany Lady Warriors victory. We'll be back with your BTC Bank postgame when we come back in just a moment and your Papa's Player of the Game.
Show your school spirit with the BTC Bank School Mascot Debit Card. Choose the card that fits your favorite local school, and they'll donate $10 per card to that school. Available for new accounts or replacement cards for an existing account. Visit one of BTC Bank's 12 locations to get your school mascot debit card today, where they can instantly issue your new card. BTC Bank, community-minded, just like you. Member FDIC.
Community-minded, just like you. BTC Bank.
Whether you are hungry for a burger, steak, fish, Mexican, or fresh salad bar, Papa's Family Restaurant at Albany has it all. Papa's is family friendly with a playroom for the kids so the grown-ups can enjoy their meal. Make sure you leave room for dessert because you shouldn't leave without trying some of Christie's homemade pies, cookies, or other goodies. For a delicious meal at a great price and an even better atmosphere, you have to head to Papa's Family Restaurant on 136 in Albany.
Welcome back to your BTC Bank postgame tonight here on Albany TV. Remember, BTC Bank community-minded just like you. Take a look here at the unofficial stats from the ball game as the Warriors come away with a 39-15 win. For the Albany girls, they shoot 15 for 43 from the field, 4 for 13 from the three-point arc, 5 for 13 from the free throw line. So the Warriors end up shooting tonight 35%, from the field. Leading the way was Gabby Newman with 18 points, 8 points for Sarah Anthony, 7 points for Casey Messner, 4 points for Michaela Martin, 2 points on the night for Delaney Shields. For St. Joseph Christian, they finished the night 7 for 41 from the field, 0 for 5 from the three-point arc, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. They were led in scoring tonight by Gracie Walker and Ella Bowman, who each had 4 points. Isabel Pena, as well as Maya Frudenthal and Hayden Gardner, who had 2 points, 1 point on the night for Lily Walker, as St. Joe Christian tonight shoots 17% from the field. And tonight, Papa's Player of the Game. Remember, Papa's Player of the Game is Papa's Family Restaurant, your home for a delicious meal with a great price and an even better atmosphere. And tonight we're going to give it to Gabby Newman as she finishes the night with 18 points. Sierra Anthony came in there really close, just missed a couple of close shots there early. Michaela Martin did a good job hustling tonight. Casey Messner also had a good game tonight as well, but tonight it's going to go to Gabby Newman.
Yeah, and I thought that she got him off and going early,
Yes.
shot it pretty well for the most part. Took a couple of forced shots, but, when nobody else was looking to score, I know she felt like she had to take it and do something with it. Thought it was a good game for the Warriors for the most part. Comfortable win where everybody gets to play. Played a zone defense most of the second half. The Lions just really have trouble scoring. In fact, I think with what you told me, they're right at 17% on the night from the field. But I also thought the Warriors, even though I thought their man-to-man defense was a little bit shaky early, Coach Crawford shifted, go to a 2-3 zone. And I thought as the game went on, I thought the Warriors got more and more active and more aggressive in that 2-3 zone as the game went on. And they finished with a bunch of steals, had a really nice fourth quarter, and put the game away. And, what was, really was a 8-9 point game most of the way. I think it did drop down to 6 or 7 at one point, but I don't think it was ever in doubt for the Warriors. But they still wasn't comfortable. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that you felt like Christian's only a couple of baskets away from making this really a nail biter. But I think really stimulated by Michaela Martin, who had a steal and got fouled, hit 2 free throws, had another steal, and let a shot blocker fly by and made an easy layup from it. And I really thought maybe that triggered the Warriors a little bit and getting them going in the second half, and helped create that comfortable 24-point win.
24-point win, yes. I'd like to thank our sponsors to help you bring you today's broadcast. BTC Bank with locations in Albany, Beeman, Bethany, Boonville, Carrollton, Chillicothe, Gallatin, Maysville, Osborne, Pattonsburg, and Lamoni, Iowa. Penny John Auto Center, the locations in Bethany and Albany, Papa's Family Restaurant in Albany, Albany Hy-Vee, Schultz of Albany, Dollars and Messner Auction Service, Northwest Cell, Raymond Smith Body Shop of Albany, Mosaic Medical Center Albany, Legacy at East Fork Lodge Albany, Hogue Lumber Company of Albany, American Family Insurance Agent David Smith in Albany and Stanberry, Lone Star Investments LLC, Tanya McCampbell in Albany, Army National Guard Recruiter Sergeant First Class Clint Payne and Staff Sergeant Alan Schulte. The St. Joseph Christian School District, Albany Booster Club, City of Albany, Printer & New Shopper located in Albany, and Winter Circle Trophies and Awards North located in Albany. Our boys game coming up for you next. We'll come back in just a moment here on Albany TV.